What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. We're a niche channel and reserved for the best. What up? It's DC Day. How y'all doing, man?
What up?
What's
Six
happening?
of hip
DC
hop.
Day.
Reno Noir, Stu Dog, JJ Multiverse, Spade. Everybody's in the building. We waiting on my man Cooks 24. He's gonna be joining us as well. And we're about to chop it up and talk about
Chop it up.
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker
is the definitive comic book show that's on TV right now.
It's a good one. It's a good one. You made a bold statement that I have to. You said it's better than any Marvel show, and I can't fully agree on that. It is better than most of them.
Who said that?
No. I said it puts the Marvel show, canon wise, it puts the Marvel shows to shame, bro. It really does. I mean, you can't say it doesn't, bro.
What do you mean by canon wise? What does that mean?
Okay, everything in Peacemaker is mentioned or a part of the DC universe. It's not.
You mean it's straight off the comic?
Yeah, straight off every character.
So this show is more comic accurate than any of the Marvel shows, is what you're saying?
Any Marvel show I've ever seen. Yeah.
Okay. No, I mean that may be. I thought you was just saying that it was just better.
It's not. Well, I'm not saying it's not accurate, but because Peacemaker's father is not White Dragon. But you got to remember, this is the DC. This is the DC extended universe. So in the extended universe, that can happen, and that's what
this
makes
is like
so
the
dope.
MCU. That's why they call it the MCU. It's the Marvel Cinematic Universe. DCEU is just their it's their way of saying that.
Well, no. Because remember when they just had that last cataclysmic event, DC said that by having that event, when you go to the movies, the cinematic universe, they're actually canon for the DC universe, but they're just in another dimension or universe inside of the universe. So like it is canon, but it might not. It ain't just the canon that you read every day, but it is canon.
They're not necessarily canon. They're connected.
Right. They're all connected.
Not necessarily canon, just connected. Like Crisis on the Infinite Earth show when you had Flash meeting Flash, the movie Flash meeting the TV Flash.
Right.
So it connected the movie and TV universes. The difference is with Marvel's, that is kind of canon. Look at Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Straight up spin-off from the Avengers movie.
For the
movie.
The
shows definitely.
The comics don't connect.
Yeah, they're definitely connected from the shows and the movies. In Marvel universe is very connected. The shows, movies, they're the same exact universe. They're not separate in any way. But yeah, it is different than the
comic
comics.
And the shows are different. Whereas in DC, the shows, the movies, and the comics are all intertwined as of the last cataclysmic event. The only difference is that things can be different, and that's how they explain how things are different, is because it's just another universe or dimension or whatever you want to call it. So
I can say the same thing about Marvel, because Marvel, what they'll do is they'll put out comic books. Like now the comics in Marvel, like Thor and Avenger, things like that, they're actually pulling from the movies and shows. So they link that way. And so like you had the comics first, right? Then they made the movies and the shows based on. Now they put out the comics and keep it in line with what we saw in the movies and the shows.
Right.
This guy.
Now, also too, in the DC universe, when they did Suicide Squad, everything in there was canon. Even the island that they were on is a fictional island in the DC universe. So like everything. I like the way James Gunn did that. I like the way he kind of runs away with it, but
definitely.
You can look at the comics and say, hey, I read about that. That was such and such, or that was such and such, or I heard about that.
But you can do that with Marvel too, for sure. Like especially talking about James Gunn. Guardians of the Galaxy, Nowhere, all of that. That's all in the comics. Everything that's
But
in
that's
the in
right.
those
Well,
movies are
that's
in the comics.
James. Well, that's James Gunn when he did it. But when you go to the
Right.
other directors, it's not so much so. Like it just really like perfect example. Wolverine. We all know Wolverine wears the costume. He has no problem wearing
You can't bring Fox into this, man, because them Fox movies
I'm
don't
just
count. They're
saying.
not
I'm just
MCU.
saying. He wears the costume. And then
Yeah.
if you go to Captain America, you go to Captain America. How many times does he take off the helmet? You know what I mean, it couldn't even. His costume's sort of like Wolverine. It's like a hood. He just pulls it over. But they made it like
Right.
a
Mhm.
helmet and rips it off every 5 minutes. Spider-Man, every 5 minutes he's taking the mask off. And we all know Spider-Man is very, very, very anal.
Oh, he don't
Not the
take it off in
secret
public.
identity. No, he don't take his mask off
No,
for nobody. Yeah,
he
he
don't
will
take
do
it off in
anything to
public.
protect. Yeah, Spider-Man do anything to protect his identity.
Yeah, he
Anything.
did in the movies too. He did the same thing in the movies. He never took it off in front of the public in the movies either.
Well, no,
Hey,
he
Reno,
got.
this what Stu was saying, like the canon, how much of it deals with Peacemaker. It's the same thing I was saying with the with the Resident Evil movie. It's so canon, it's so video game that it's like you're playing the game almost watching this movie, and you're like every step of the movie is part of the game, and you're like, yo, I remember that. I kept saying it over and over.
Yeah.
Keep seeing little stuff, and I'm like, wow, look at the Easter eggs that they just was, it's all over the place. And
Mhm.
I get it what he means when he say,
Yeah.
the canon part of it, because the
Oh
Resident Evil
yeah.
movie is straight canon.
Right.
Yeah. No,
It's like
I get what he mean. I get what you mean, Stu. I just don't see that as being different than Marvel because Marvel does the same exact thing.
they do, but I just think Peacemaker did a better job at it. To be honest, like we got Daredevil. I
Right.
will say one thing I did like was they gave him the black suit
Daredevil
with
was
the little
phenomenal.
right. I was like, all right. But then when we got Iron Fist, I was like, damn, can we
Iron
get
Fist was trash.
he don't even act like Danny Rand. He just act like some spoiled surfer rich kid. Like he
Yeah,
look
that
like a
was trash.
surfer dude, and he's just some spoiled rich kid.
That was
So
in the beginning, though. He remember he went on the mission. He went to the monastery. He changed everything. That spoiled shit. He left that money. He left that money.
yeah,
Remember in the
but let's
Netflix,
just
And
be
that's how he does in the comics too. Danny Rand was a rich
yeah,
kid and he
but it
left
was
all that.
yeah, but it was still corny. And let's just keep it. Let's
Yeah,
just
it
keep
was
it.
not good.
It
And
was not
you
good at
know,
all.
I missed the costume and all of that. That's one thing,
Everybody wanted the costume, like,
yeah,
and the directors flat out said no, you ain't getting it. Like it was
and
like
they
an
should have
insult to the
learned better,
fans.
man. They should have learned with
Yeah,
what we did with Fox and Wolverine and all that, and like nobody liked it. Everyone loves Hugh Jackman, but wear the goddamn costume sometimes. At least once.
right.
Shit, put it on one time. You don't want to cover your pretty face not one time, dog. It's so conceited and just so narcissistic,
Right.
man, and
It's just
I like
pitiful, right?
jeans and a tank top, bub.
And
now
I mean, yeah.
Peacemaker John Cena wears the whole outfit, the helmet, everything, bro. I mean,
Mhm.
the only thing I say that they don't really do is that his father made different helmets that do different things. In the comics, the one helmet does a multitude of different things. So like it can generate force fields, it can shoot lasers, help him breathe
Mhm.
underwater, stuff like that. He doesn't need a different helmet each time. He just has the
Right.
one helmet and it does everything. It's like a utility belt, but it's a helmet.
Well, speaking of the comics, Peacemaker was not originally a DC character at all.
No, he wasn't.
He originally was on Charlton Comics, and here he is on Modern Comics.
He
And this
must
is
have been
obviously
coached.
back in
Right.
the
Oh,
day, right? Yeah.
and another thing too is remember when he was in the last well not the last one, he asked for a jetpack. In the comics, he always had a jetpack. And he's like, oh, do I
Mhm.
get a jetpack? They're like, no.
Mhm.
It's like, why not?
Right,
So
right.
they're like, well, you don't get a jetpack. So he was like, I'm gonna need a jetpack.
Yeah.
Like he
Yep.
always had a jetpack.
And this is, like to answer your question, multi, it was he was the name of a series of a fictional character originally owned by Carlton Comics. Was later he was acquired by DC Comics. He first appeared in Fightin' 5 number 40 in 1966, created by Joe Gill, an artist, and Pat Boyette. And then DC got him later, but he received his own title, which was a 5-issue cover dated March to November 1967, with Fighting Five as a backup series. Later, a low print run on the Modern Comics imprint that we're looking at here. Some of the penciler inker Pat Boyette's artwork for a projected 6th issue later appeared online. But following Carlton Comics' demise in the mid 1980s, DC acquired the Peacemaker and released a 4-issue miniseries January-April 1988. So he's actually newly a DC character. Like, he didn't become DC.
Yeah, he didn't become right away. Yeah.
All right. So that's,
they saw opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There he is, DC. I mean, I had this one too. I'm so mad that I sold it. Yeah, I sold it. I did. But yeah, I had that one. But this is the original Carlton comic, The Peacemaker, 12-cent, cover price. And you see down at the bottom it says The Fighting Five, Part 1, The Card Carrier. And he was, God, I wonder what that thing's worth. 9.8. Look at that, Carlton Comics. But he was he was originally Christopher Smith, pacifist diplomat, so committed to peace that he was willing to use force as a superhero to advance the cause. He uses any array of special non-lethal weapons. Also founded the Pax Institute, and most of the villains he goes up against are dictators and warlords. The post-Crisis on Infinite Earth version of Peacemaker differs slightly from the pre-Crisis version of the character. Smith learns that his peace through violence efforts were the result of serious mental illness brought on by the same shame of having a Nazi death camp commandant for a father. He believes that his father's spirit haunts him continually and criticizes his every move, even as he tries to live down his past. Obviously, in the show, his father's alive and, white dragon or whatever.
White dragon. Right.
Yeah, but he was a Nazi death camp commandant, so they kept the ultra racist, background. Yeah, becoming particularly a deadly vigilante who would kill at the slightest notice. He begins to believe that the ghosts of the people he killed or who were killed in his vicinity are collected inside his helmet and can offer him advice and commentary. Wow. For a time, the Peacemaker serves as a U.S. government agent under the auspices of Checkmate, which was another DC deal, which I'm sure you guys know a bit about. The Special Forces unit, hunting down terrorists until his own behavior becomes too extreme. Peacemaker plays a part in the Janus Directive. Although he's seen as a helpful ally, some of the other heroes think that he's too extreme to be helping them out. He eventually crashes the helicopter to destroy tanks controlled by the supervillain Eclipso and is reported dead. His soul shows up in the realm of purgatory in the the Day of Judgment series. A team of heroes has shown up to recruit the soul of Hal Jordan. The Guardians of Purgatory do not like this, and Peacemaker, along with other dead vigilantes, rally and provide enough distraction so the group could return to Earth. And then Peacemaker later appears in the Watchmen sequel, Doomsday Clock, partaking in the battle on Mars against Dr. Manhattan. And in the pages of Infinite Frontier, Peacemaker returns as a member of the Suicide Squad, finally breaking into Arkham Asylum to bring Talon a few minutes before the Joker incident. So he's gone through a lot of different comics and a lot of teams and a lot of different stuff. He's had a few different looks as well. He's got a League Buster costume that's pretty crazy looking.
He doesn't play well with others.
Right.
No, he doesn't.
Right. Let me get y'all a picture. But yeah, so what did you guys think of the show version or just the show itself? Stu, I know you love it.
It's
what
very
about
entertaining.
And Multi?
It's very entertaining. I haven't seen the last episode, but from what I've watched, I could sit there and watch this shit all day, bro. I'm telling you, it's like, I need him to do this on SNL. He need to be Peacemaker on SNL, yo, for real, yo. That's
it's fucking hilarious. Yes, the show is goddamn funny.
It's the next step. He needs to be on SNL doing Peacekeeper.
Mm-hmm. For sure. This is one of his like I guess, the Hulkbuster kind of version. He's got the super suit.
Hulkbuster, Peacemaker.
Yeah. Yeah. But he's got,
He got Arsenal
packs. Yeah. He's got mad different iterations. And this one is hella dope right here. Oh, check this out. So this was cool. This was introducing the Peacemaker, in addition to the Carlton line of action heroes, right? This is way pre-DC. This is a man who detests war, violence, and the. Sorry, let me get it where I can read it because I can't read it.
It's all right.
It's too small.
I think I can see it. This is a man who detests war, violence, and the dreadful waste of human life and senseless conflicts between nations. A man who loves peace so much that he is willing to fight for it. And then this is the same man named Christopher Smith, occupation, envoy
to the Geneva Arms Conference.
Yeah, Geneva Arms Conference. A man dedicated to peace. How dope is that? How dope is that? Marvel doesn't have anything like that.
Okay.
I'm sorry, nothing close. Nothing even close.
We are pro DC today. But
Peacemaker by day and arms dealer, whatever, negotiator. What's going on the other side,
Sounds like Iron Man.
Yeah.
A little like Iron Man.
Listen, you gotta have an alter ego. You gotta have a facade, man. You gotta put up a front.
Yeah.
Throw everybody off.
Yeah. Maybe Iron Man was a little bit inspired by Carlton comics. You never know.
Yeah, you gotta throw everybody off. Sort of like Spadenomics. You gotta throw everybody off. You can't let them know
off the trail. And there's like his little personal data. He's got Christopher Smith, envoy to peace, the U.S. peace envoy to the Geneva Arms Convention, marital status single, known relatives, unnamed parents, deceased, group affiliation, works in cooperation with U.S. government agencies. Base of operations, Christopher Smith's private chateau in the Swiss Alps. First appearance, fighting 5, number 50. Actually, I think it's 40, but height 6'2", weight 210, eyes blue, hair black. History. Christopher Smith has dedicated his life to the elimination of war between men and was determined to achieve that goal by diplomatic means through his position as U.S. peace envoy to the Geneva Arms Conference. Diplomacy failed when Emil Bork, an arms supplier dedicated to ignite a South American border war, providing arms to both sides. Smith decided that even though his first love was peace, Bork's plans could only be countered and stopped by violence. Smith loved peace so much he's willing to fight for it, so he called his longtime hobby of master weapons building to create the costume and arsenal of Peacemaker. After successfully putting an end to Bork, Smith kept his Peacemaker identity around for those times when diplomacy isn't enough to head off global war. Christopher Smith is an only child and has no living relatives. He learned some of the skills he used as Peacemaker, most notably flying fighter aircraft from his father, an army officer turned. It's kind of muddled. Could say stuntman or statesman or something like that. Yeah, turned blah 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 man.
No, officer turned statesman.
Yeah, that's what I thought, statesman. And his love of science from his mother, a research scientist. He inherited his love of peace and the wealth to supply the Peacemaker's arsenal from them both. During the Crisis on Infinite Earth, Peacemaker sustained a head injury, the extent of which has not yet been recorded. His powers and weapons, most of the Peacemaker's weaponry is tied to his outfit. The helmet, made of heat and pressure-proof plastic, is laced with the explosives, has an all-wave radio transmitter, ultrasonic something laser beam sound that is fired from the forehead of his helmet, thin palatable body armor made of a material developed by Smith. The right glove holds a vial that becomes a firebomb when crushed. The boots hold a Not gonna be able to read that one.
Pentolite
Um,
compound.
Pentolite.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, something pentas. Yeah, it looks like pentolite compound. The holster carries one of many conventional firearms, along with a derringer, a miniature toolkit, pellets of a super concentrated nerve gas, and a shark sedative useful on all water-breathing creatures. On his back, Peacemaker carries a mini jetpack that works both air and water. The curve beneath Smith's chateau, the cave beneath Smith's chateau holds a Peacemaker arsenal, which has many kinds of conventional weapons, plus some special ones of Smith's own design, like the UX jet fighter and the long-range Mach 3 fighter, a one-man submarine, scuba gear, and prototype weapons like the AZG, the Absolute Zero generator. Weapons making had been a secret hobby of Smith's for years, and the weapons are now put to use by the Peacemaker.
Now, if you go back and read that and you substitute that last sentence with Tony Stark, it's exactly the same thing like you said.
Yeah, it's very, very similar to Stark and Iron Man. You know, the suit is the power. You know, his superpower is his suit. You know, and his ingenuity and weapons development. And he works with government agencies. I had no idea he's very, very close to Iron Man.
Close to Batman too. With that shark set, it was like that back shark repellent from Batman the movie.
Thank you. Yes, I was good. I forgot to say that.
Listen,
yes, because they had to get that.
Everybody carries shark repellent. You just
everyone has a can of shark repellent on their belt.
You know that.
No, every good utility belt or utility helmet has shark repellent.
Exactly.
Bam, there you go.
You never know when you will need it.
I got a can on my keychain. I mean, you know,
shark repellent.
Gotta have shark repellent, man. I keep some in my car just in case. You never
know.
You never know, you know, when you're gonna be lifted by a helicopter rope ladder out of the sea and have a shark on your leg. You just never know.
Just never.
Exactly.
It happens. It has happened. It has happened. Yeah.
One of my favorite parts. One of my favorite parts of this show, and I think Stu, I think you said that I was gonna like this dude.
Vigilante,
yeah.
That's the homie right there.
Vigilante's another canon. He's another canon, or can I say, a real person in the DC universe. He has very interesting backstory. His backstory is more like Punisher than anything else.
Right.
His first appearance in Teen Titans. He just, the way they portray him in the in Peacemaker,
blonde hair Punisher.
Right, he's just a wisecracking kid.
Like a badass Captain America.
Yeah. Now Vigilante's dope. Vigilante's dope in the comics.
He's dope.
Yeah. In the TV show, he's just a wisecracking kid that has all the skills of Vigilante.
He's looking like Boba right
like
there.
Boba Fett.
Like Boba Fett right there. Yeah.
Peacemaker looking like Boba than a mother.
Boba Fett. Yeah. Speaking of Boba Fett, man, not to get off subject. Speaking of Boba Fett, we came with a theory. Since Reno, you a Star Wars nerd, we were trying to figure out the relationship between the Djarin and the Darksaber. Now, did Django have the Darksaber, or his father, or one of them? Somebody had the Darksaber.
Django, nah. You mean Boba's father, Django?
Yeah.
Well, Din Djarin's not related to them in any way. But no, Django didn't have.
All right. Djarin has.
Boba had the Darksaber.
Right,
I believe
Boba had the Darksaber at one point,
right? Show in the show Clone Wars. Somebody got it. Was definitely the Darksaber definitely had its storyline in the Clone Wars series.
Now we put our heads together at work. We came up with a theory that somehow Boba's going to wind up with the Darksaber in the Book of Fett, and that it really belongs to him. He was the one that really won it in combat, and that should have it.
Yeah,
and that's why the Djarin can't really handle it, because he's not really supposed. Even though he won it in combat, he's not really supposed to have it.
I thought too. Maybe That's, I mean, why they brought Din Djarin into the Boba Fett show and made such a big
Right.
deal about the
Deal.
Dark Saber
The saber.
in that episode. Yeah, I mean, that whole episode was about the Dark Saber. So
Right. Because remember, they did say that the end in the Book of Fett is going to blow our minds. It's going to be something that we didn't even see coming
yeah,
from left field. So what if it
and
is that he is the
yeah, I
rightful
mean,
owner of the dark saber? But we sort of like you ever watch when you watch the Harry Potter movies, when you go back, when you watch the very, 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 very last movie, right? The Deathly Hallows, and then you come back to the first one, you realize that the whole time, all seven movies, Dumbledore had the Elder Wand the whole time. Like the whole time he had the Elder Wand.
oh,
And you
I didn't, I don't know Harry Potter like that,
See,
but
yeah,
I
I get it.
know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I know the Dark Saber is not. I mean, nobody is supposed to have it. You know what I mean? It's not. No one has rights to it. It's not a family heirloom. It's not passed down from father to son. It's not. You know what I mean? Like, the way you get it is you win it in combat, and any Mandalorian can win it in combat. Now, Boba Fett's not a Mandalorian. Django was not
right,
even really a
it was
Mandalorian. He
not
was like
even
an
Mandalorian.
honorary, you know, at some point. And then depending on what storyline, I mean, they did fumble with Django, I believe,
Now
being
how did
a
Django get his
Mandalorian.
armor? See, that's the thing. How did he get his
Well,
armor?
they eventually said he was I think he joined the Mandalorians later. You know, see, a Mandalorian is like a Jedi in that they come to the tribe as a little kid, little toddler, like they're brought in as foundlings or whatever, you know, orphans, and they're raised in the culture. You know, like a Jedi, they try to, you know, that's why even Anakin, you know, he was like what 10 years old when they found him. He was way too old. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like they want to start you at like 2 years old. Like they want to really indoctrinate you from birth almost if they can. And they don't even like taking people that are too old, they, you know, older. But same thing with Mandalorians. So I think Django was one that joined later than he should have, or maybe he was even a full grown adult and they made him an honorary Mandalorian or something like that. I really would have to brush up on my Mandalorian history, but it's all out there, man. It's all out there for the taking.
yeah.
There's
We
a
got to
lot of
find
great
that out,
YouTube
man.
videos. No, there's a lot of
Yeah, we
great
got to
YouTube
find that out.
videos that tell the entire history of Mandalorians and the Mandalore and you know
Yeah, we got to.
the original Mandalore was actually he was a Jedi and became a Mandalorian, and that's who had the dark saber. He's the first one that had the dark saber. He was a Jedi first, and you know the Mandalorians, their whole culture, that's why they have a jetpack. That's why they have flamethrowers. That's why they have, you know, the cord that shoots out and pulls you back. It's all stuff that they made that gives them the abilities to do the same thing Jedis can do with the Force, like force pull, force push, force jump, all of these, you know, things they can do supernaturally. The Mandalorians made equipment to be able to do all that stuff for the purpose of fighting Jedi. That's what That's what they're made for. You know what I mean? So they're built to fight Jedi, and it's because the first man, you know, or the head of the whole thing, Mandalore. That's why they're called Mandalorians, because they follow a leader who was named Mandalore. He was the Mandalore, so they're Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
We'll
so
see.
for Boba to get the
Dropping that
saber,
knowledge.
for
Dropping
Boba to
that
get
knowledge.
Yeah.
for Boba to get the saber, it could be it's anything is fair game now that Disney, you know, owns it, and Kathleen Kennedy, you know, single-handedly said that, you know, all the Legends canon and extended stuff was no longer canon and whatever. You know, like now they can just do whatever the hell they want. So who cares if they do it now? It doesn't even matter at this point. They could do, but technically, no, Boba should not be able to get the dark saber because Boba is not a Mandalorian. Never claimed to be, never was. Just wears
Right.
the armor of a Mandalorian.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So
we
moving
ain't
on a
talking
bit.
about that. It's DC
Well,
Day. Get back on
let's go
subject.
back. Yeah, let's get back to DC for a while. We just had to
What
ask.
the
We just
hell,
had to
man?
ask. We had to ask. All right. So Vigilante is dope. Even the supporting cast are real characters in the DC universe. Um, all of the people that work for Argus, They all are all supporting. They're all the supporting cast. The female, the African American female, that is Amanda Wallace's daughter. Um,
Now,
and
Amanda
there's
Waller's a villain, right? She's a bad person, right?
She kind of
yes,
teeters the line between
Yeah,
some
it's
because
very gray. It's very
yeah,
gray. Look,
yeah.
she gets the
She
job
has
done,
well, she
man.
has a dark. She became that way because something happened in her past with her husband, and
her
it was
husband
like
was killed.
her
He was murdered.
yeah, her husband was killed. Yeah, he was murdered,
And
and
one of
she had a
in the comic
child.
books, her husband was killed,
Child,
and her
child was
children,
killed.
kind of like Punisher,
Uh,
her family was
Right,
wiped out. So
and
she
she was
just
killed.
became hard ass because of it.
Yeah, because of it. Yeah,
Mm.
Different iterations of her show her either just her instead of a family, or kind of like the comics, they follow her after what happened to her family. So this one is kind of, I guess, it's kind of like a what's the word? Not really novice, but I guess kind of a not throwback, sort of related to it, where she
Mm.
might have one surviving daughter we don't know yet,
we
or
don't know
you
yet.
know
Yeah,
the daughter might be just following in her footsteps and her family's still living, or it's just like I
right.
said earlier, that surviving child.
We
Right.
also know too that she raised in the comics. Now they're saying that she raised King Shark, and she was also a mother to King Shark.
Hmm.
Um, that just came out in King Shark was Squad King Shark. She
Mhm.
Yeah.
was talking to the father of King Shark because he's a demigod. So and that she raised him. They gave
Oh,
him,
okay.
they gave her King Shark based on the fact that her tragic past, and she raised him, but she
Hmm.
doesn't really remember. So
Hmm.
that's why she always
Vigilante
has like
was so dope. Vigilante
Vigilante
was dope.
dope, man.
I love the
Vigilante
part when
dope.
he was in the prison and he sat with all the
The
Aryans.
race is good, yeah.
Yeah, and he started like they thought he was gonna chop it up with him, man. He just went in on him, bro. That shit was hilarious.
And gave him work with
He
a
gave him
broken
work,
toe.
whoop
With a
whoop
broken
they
toe, he gave him
ass.
work.
I was like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
okay. I was like, yeah.
The funny thing in that episode is when they were there shooting the episode before that when they were shooting the butterflies, the people that had the butterflies in them. He
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
and Peacemaker couldn't do it. He was like, "Excuse me, let me see that for one
Yeah,
minute."
he's like, step aside for a second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just let me said just may
Pink,
I?
pink,
Yeah,
pink.
he just started picking them off. I was like, wow,
Word.
hey, like wow.
And they're called butterflies. You know, it's funny because people think of butterflies. You think of this. You think of the wings and the pretty colors and all that. But if you look microscopically close up with a butterfly, there's some ugly motherfuckers, dog, and they got some alien looking motherfuckers, bro. Like if a giant butterfly would be terrifying,
Mothra.
yeah,
Mothra,
that's
yeah.
what I was thinking, Martha.
right?
Now
Right.
that's the only thing in the show that is made for TV is the butterflies. They are mentioned in the DC universe in the comics, but I've never seen them. Like we know they're aliens and we know they came to Earth for whatever reason, but this it's like a mix between whatever DC already put together and then what James Gunn ran away with as far as for the TV
Mhm.
show is concerned. But they are mentioned in the DC universe. I don't know why I keep saying
Yeah.
EU, but
DCEU.
yeah, they are mentioned in there. So, but we learned that Vigilante lied and told him that he killed the butterfly, but actually has it in a jar in his house, and he was blowing weed smoke in it.
Yeah.
He got the butterfly high. Yeah,
Yeah.
he got the butterfly high.
I
And
like
Eagle,
this
they keep
version
telling me
of Vigilante the most because it's like it's comical. Vigilante
it
was
is
more of a
comical.
serious type cat,
So, yeah,
and
yes, he was.
when they had him in like the Justice League cartoon and or the Arrow TV show, he was always
Uh-huh.
more serious. And now it's like you get to see a range of this character. I was like, ah man, this shit is funny. Yeah, butterfly.
Creepy
See?
motherfuckers. That's a butterfly for y'all. So, and that long tube, right? That's where they got that big tube that came out of their mouth and they drink that green
Yeah, and
slop.
they drink that green slop. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to
It
know. I want to
reminded
know how the guy. I want to know how Murr got a butterfly in him. I want to know, maybe in the house somehow. Are they gonna show up? Because I know after they
Who's
came out
Murray?
of the
They
house,
talking
he
about
had a
the one guy that's on the team, the black guy.
yeah. He has a
He was a
butterfly in him.
butterfly thing. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a butterfly. Then I want to know how he got that butterfly in
yeah.
him.
Well, okay. Is
Did
it
somebody put it in them?
okay?
Maybe when they were
So
remember in the house when they shot the one guy and the butterfly didn't die. It kind of like the dude's skull kind of protected it, and then it started
yeah,
Mhm.
flying away.
the
And they
butterfly
caught it.
came out and he was
I
like,
think right. I think maybe that's what happened with the kids when Vigilante shot the kids. He really didn't get the butterfly, and one of them probably got into him. Remember when he blew up? He blew up the wall, and he fell out. He was knocked out. I think maybe that's when the butterfly got into him.
Got inside them.
Hmm.
Yeah, it got inside him. He was knocked out.
Mm.
You know, because the episode after that is funny as hell. Where they talk about how they get into you and everything like that. And they show a picture of a guy bending over and the butterfly's going in through his butt.
Oh wow, yeah.
So Peacemaker's like, yo, he's like, yo, that's how they get in. Like, it was like, no, they going through any open orifice. It doesn't have to be your butt. So he was like, well, why is it showing your butt? He was like, well, that's just what they depicted. So then they're arguing about it. It's the funniest, bro. It's super funny.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
I haven't gotten to that one yet. That's the last. That's the last episode, right?
Yeah.
Next to last is the
Yeah.
last one or next
Next
to
to
last?
The
last.
fifth
No.
one. It got to
Next
be
to
the
last.
fifth one.
Well, the
'Cause
new one,
I seen the
I
fourth.
think one comes out tonight, right? Or yesterday, Friday, right? So it should be two. It should be
Yeah.
if
Well, it's
if
five.
you
It
haven't
was five
watched it.
last night.
Okay,
It was
so it
5
should be a new
episodes
one
last
coming
night,
out.
but
Okay.
I
Yeah, new one.
didn't watch the fifth one. I couldn't stay up.
Yeah. They just it's just funny, man. It's just funny the way the way they talk about it when you're watching it, and he's just like, nah. He's just like, well, why didn't they? He said, why didn't they have it enter through you any other way? He said, they got to go through all this shit to get to your brain. It was the
Yeah,
funny part. It was funny.
why they like the butt?
Yeah, it was
So
funny. It was,
these are different iterations. I guess these are different. It's Christopher Smith, DC Black Label. You got the Future State. You got Earth 22, Kingdom Come, Earth 4, Pax
Possible
Americana.
Futures, the
Right.
Future State.
Then you got the 52 multiverse, Earth 4.
But I think I do think that DC's doing the right thing. It's time for some new heroes. Like, we're tired of Wonder Woman. They get it right and then they don't.
Yeah.
But I think they should keep exploring Wonder Woman. But Superman and Batman, we've had a lot, and
Well,
they need to bring somebody else into the spotlight.
who do you think is going to get killed off in this this extinction level event coming up?
The death of the Justice League.
Because some of them aren't going to make it back from this mission. That's what the whole statement said. What I read, that's what the whole.
Wait, are you talking comics now?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's in what comic?
It's DC like the Justice League coming out. The new
Justice League storyline.
Justice League number 75 is going to be like the culmination because it's the homage to Superman 75.
Mm-hmm. Death of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
30 years later, it's supposed to kill off the Justice League, and I'm kind of like, almost why would you do that to the Justice League? That's one of your longest standing, longest running books titles.
Your Avengers.
Yeah, it's your team, and then it's like, all right, are y'all doing this to further Future State along the events of Future State? Are you trying to get to that point, or is it just like how it was with Superman back in the day? We'll have no more stories for us, so let's just kill him.
Right.
It could be a combination of both. Or maybe it's just a one-shot deal.
Yeah.
It's a one-shot deal.
I heard it wasn't a one-shot deal.
Yeah.
What is Future State?
That when they kill them off, it's going to be ramifications. Like, you're not going to see 3 months down the road, and then we're going to get a new Justice League. They're like, it's from what I read, it's supposed to be done.
So this is it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, long as Batman make it out, I'm good, man. That's all I have to care about.
Well, I think they just all come together as
So I'm like, man, it most likely he going to. It's like, seriously, how many times can Bruce dodge death? Apparently, forever.
Yeah.
Even though Superman and Wonder Woman are the immortal ones.
But you know, even how smart everybody is, Bruce, he sent stuff early. He'd be like, what's going on with this? Everybody be all happy go lucky. Bruce be like, nah.
Like it's something
Shit ain't
going
right.
on.
Something going on. For real.
Yo, speaking of, well, I guess we'll talk about
to answer your question, Reno, future state is
yeah. What exactly is future state? What is the future state that they're going for?
It's just a storyline that it's just a possible future in the DC universe, like a what if, but not saying what if.
Okay.
But see, I was gonna say that too. They're possibly setting up a new Justice League movie in the future to try to do like the Avengers Endgame type shit. You know what I mean? That's kind of, you know, who knows where this could go in the future, you know?
I mean, it could be. And it could be. I mean, because you got to think about it. I don't know. When we were younger, the Justice League comic was big. It was hitting. And I just don't think it's as big as it is. I just don't think it's as big as it is anymore.
Come on,
it's
like
a lot
Super
of
Friends and Justice League, them shows was big. That's all we watched when we were younger.
I would say
they were.
Yeah, I would kind of say well, I'm in the middle with that. I see both of y'all's points, and like Mr. J, I see yours because I was like, I can remember being a kid watching Super Friends, and then the Superpowers team on Saturday morning. I still have them DVDs, man.
ABC.
Yeah, exactly. And then go to the Batman animated series, Superman animated series. Then you get Justice League and Justice League Unlimited in the 2000s. That was like probably the quintessential animated versions of the characters. And it's just like nothing. Our generation wanted that cartoon back so bad, and they've just not been able to, capture the magic or whatnot. It's just like, hey man, I hated like Cartoon Network and Warner and all of them, only did it for Justice League 2 seasons, Unlimited for 2 seasons. Like, y'all got a lot more stories to tell. It's always a Justice League story to tell, but it's just like now creativity and imagination aren't what they used to be in people anymore.
Right.
No. And then you have different writers, and just like we've all talked about and we've all heard on different shows and podcasts, writers now and companies are more pushing agendas instead of telling stories.
Right.
And then DC is kind of, with everything that happened from the new Superman, from John being bisexual to all this other stuff or whatnot, it's like, I get it. You want to bring in people to read, but just tell a good story. Quit pushing an agenda. I'm fine with like Justice League Incarnate, man. You got, the Black Superman on that. So I'm cool with that far as for just being a story. Like, just let it be a story. You don't have to push the fact that, oh, well, you're a black guy, we want to bring you in for a reader. No, if you...
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened? Spade, you froze up.
I don't know. Some weird shit going on here. Multiverse type magic.
Yeah, dark magic. Yeah, dark multiverse magic.
But what I was saying is, like, if they say or see somebody, a person of ethnicity or whatever, is like, oh, well, we want you to read our book, so we're gonna do this to reach out to you. Like, no, just tell a good story. I'll read your book.
Right.
Exactly.
That's true. That's true.
Exactly. And you'll get readers by having good writing and quality, you know what I mean? Characters and just write good stories and the diverse characters will just naturally be there because you're writing a good story, and in a good story there's all kinds of different people. You know what I mean? But don't set out to make the story about nothing and just so we can have all these different representations, of people, because it doesn't help anybody. It's not what we want. That's not what we're looking for. That's not what we need. We need it to be a natural thing. Like Denzel said, it's not about making it about diversity. We should be past that point. We should be to the point where it's diverse because we're fucking human beings and it's obvious. You know, it's normal.
Exactly.
So making it. Peacemaker
That's
secretly
true.
confirms the Butterflies' dark DCEU history. In Peacemaker, James Gunn introduced the Butterflies. Information has been scarce about them, but Episode 5 gives a big clue to their social history. In a brief scene, Peacemaker Episode 5, Monkey Dory revealed a big element of the secret DCEU backstory of the Butterflies. The Butterflies were first referenced in Peacemaker Episode 1, but information on what they are and what they want has only come in bits and pieces. It's appropriate that the audience is left almost as much in the dark as Peacemaker himself. But a scene between Clemson Mern and Locke gives a key detail that helps fill in a lot of the picture about the strange alien species. Because, yeah, Peacemaker damn sure be wanting to know what the hell the butterflies. He's like, y'all keep telling me to kill these butterflies and all this, but you ain't telling me what they
You
are.
can tell what they are, right?
Mhm.
When Clemson Mern needs a solution to his white dragon problem in Peacemaker Episode 5, he gets help from Locke via Amanda Waller. The conversation with Locke reveals part of the Mern's dark and secretive past when they discuss their shared experience killing people during a conflict in the jungles of Niasir, a fictional northeastern African country in the DC comics. Mern notes that he has changed since then. While Locke might read Mern's statement about having changed as referencing not killing in the same way, with the knowledge that Mern is in fact a butterfly, the audience can infer something different. His statement suggests that Mern became the host of a butterfly only after his time in Nasir. So that's going to be where he got infected or whatever by the butterfly, but he's retained his
Mm.
memories. And in this this in turn implies that his attempts to be better about expressing emotions, which are still in their infancy, came after that change and are notably already taking place early in Peacemaker Episode 3. This means that he was definitely already a butterfly before both the assassination of the Goff family of butterflies and before the mission to Gland High. So it wasn't it wasn't, the way the way Vigilante, killed them or whatever. So he didn't get infected from that family. It says that this means that suggesting that butterflies are in a form of civil war with Mern's butterfly acting against the larger force. Mern and any possible allied butterflies must be working against a much larger force of butterflies in Peacemaker and are cut off from other supplies or reinforcements. When Mern needs someone inside the police department, he has Waller send the antagonistic Locke to replace the Evergreen police captain. If Mern had additional butterflies at his disposal that he could command, then he could have saved the time and effort by simply having a butterfly take over the existing police captain, rather than introducing the wild card of Locke to the situation. So they're saying basically like he's a butterfly, but he's not one of the butterflies.
Well,
So his
butterfly, but right.
whole reasoning for wanting them to kill the butterflies is because he is in civil
Is a
war with the
butterfly.
butterflies. He's one and they're one, and he wants them killed because they're at a they're in a conflict. And while a conflict has been set up within the butterfly species, it is not immediately clear which side of that conflict might be the right one. While Amanda Waller is supporting Mern in his mission, that is hardly a stamp of moral approval. And Mern himself has remained cagey about motivations or even the true nature of butterflies. While Peacemaker Episode 3 showed a map of suspected butterflies spreading across the globe, the only action that has revealed them that has been revealed from them is controlling a senator who is pushing a better climate change legislation, which isn't the most villainous of plots, suggesting that Peacemaker might morally need to switch sides of this butterfly war down the road. So they're, Waller and Mern, they're using Peacemaker and the team to, kill the bad butterflies, but what I think we'll find out is that they are the bad butterflies, and the ones they're trying to kill are really the
Are
good guys.
good.
Yeah,
Right.
that'll be
That's what Judo Master did before the girl shot. I mean, Amanda Waters' daughter shot Judo Master,
Mhm.
who was also another Carlton comic character that came over DC. he was getting ready to say, he was like, the butterflies aren't what you think, and then right when he said they, she shot him. So
Right.
that also leads you to believe that she knows more than what she's letting on, because she was
Mhm.
in, like, before that she didn't want to shoot anybody. She was like, nah, I can't shoot him. I can't do it. I can't do it. But she shot Judo Master to keep him from talking, I
Mhm.
think. But they made it look like it was an accident.
Right.
And that's when Peacemaker was like, yo, I was about to win that fight.
Yeah. Man, Judo
So
Master has quite a
well, Judo Master's got quite a history too. Man. He's got
he does, he does.
quite a history. Because there's been four different ones, four different people that have held the mantle of Judo Master.
Hmm. There's been a
But like I
female
said,
one. Oh
yeah,
no. Oh, yeah, okay, it's not a female. Oh, there is a
not
female one, yeah.
the one, because
And
the one that's in the thing kind of look. I don't know if they doing it on purpose, but you can't tell if it's a male or female. Like you like,
Right, right. You can't.
right.
yeah, you can't tell if it's a male or female.
He
Right.
was a bit of an effeminate looking dude, yeah.
Gender
Yeah,
neutral.
Gender neutral,
yes,
right?
sir. It's gender neutral.
Yes.
Yeah.
They like, damn.
And it's funny because he is he even looks gender neutral a bit in some of the older comics too. Like check this out. Oops. There we go. But he doesn't look anything like he does in the show. In the show, he looks like a fucking leprechaun. You know, a little green, little
That
person.
likes eating chips. That likes eating chips. Eat chips all
Right.
the time.
So this is one of his older. See, I mean that's pretty gender. It's a little ambiguous. Judo Master versus the Smiling Skull. How step by step. Bonus extra authentic judo instruction. So with the Judo Master comic, you got some authentic lessons in the art of judo
Come
in
on,
there
man.
back in
Marvel
the
never
day.
did that. Marvel never did that. They never made you a judo master.
That's true. That's true. Neither did
Hey,
DC apparently, because this is Carlton Comics.
Mhm.
Here's his
hey,
original
you never
Carlton.
know. You remember all them advertisements for them 75-cent things? There might have been some judo lessons in there, man.
Oh no! Oh yeah, it was definitely.
Right, right next to the X-ray
Yeah.
glasses.
Mm-hmm. Like right next to the hovercraft and the X-ray glasses.
Yeah.
And see, here you go, right here.
And the
Karate,
sea monkeys.
jujitsu, and
Yeah,
judo,
and the sea monkeys. Yeah, between
and the
the
Yeah.
sea
sea
monkeys.
monkeys and the, yeah, it's in the sea monkeys and
Mm-hmm.
all the spy stuff they had. The X-ray
Mm-hmm.
glasses, the hovercraft.
Yeah. And so Judo Master was not green; he was yellow and red.
Yellow and red,
And
yeah.
yeah, I mean judo. You got to remember, see, back in the time when this was going on, judo was
It was the thing.
America's first introduction to martial arts. That was the first martial art that Americans started to learn. Martial arts is something
Yeah.
that I've been, that's my history. That's what I'm into. And judo was that first, it
It came from a movie. It was an explosion of it with a movie, Billy something. Billy
well, it
something,
started
because
from
he
the
was
military. It started from the
the
military, the soldiers in World War II, and they
nah, but
brought
it,
it
it
over.
really picked up. Nah, it really picked up because I just watched something on that on TV the other day, and they said
Oh, like being
it really,
American popularity came in the
yeah,
70s. Yeah.
they said it picked up with it was something called Billy something. It was a movie. It was a guy.
Hmm.
He was like he was, he was talking to like another guy. He was like, I'm gonna take my right foot, I'm gonna plant it across the left side of your face, and then he did
Yeah.
it. And so, I forget what it's called. It's a series of movies. It's called and they said after that, everybody, then you got Jim Kelly and all that. They just said it just exploded
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah.
And it was like everybody was just fascinated with karate because then you had
I
Fox
mean,
Brown,
Bruce Lee started it
Bruce
with
Lee.
Enter the Dragon, and
Oh,
Enter the
what's the
Dragon was the movie that started the martial arts action genre in films, period. Like, I mean, you even talk about Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, it's all based on the movie Enter the Dragon. Anytime you have like
Tournament.
a random crew of martial artists put together to go fight a big boss or to go to this tournament or whatever, that's Enter the Dragon. And every, martial arts action movie since then is inspired by that movie. But before, like when Bruce Lee came over here and started to talk to people about Wing Chun and his Chinese martial art, a lot of the American men were into Japanese arts like karate and judo. And so, they looked at his Chinese martial art as being weak and, just not as effective. But, it was just, they just didn't know any better. But yeah, judo was that first. And so right around that time, you got, look, it even says right here, Judo Master, karate, jujitsu, and judo. Three Japanese martial arts. So kung fu came later.
The name of the movie, Reno, was Billy Jack. That was it.
Oh,
They said after America watched Billy Jack, everybody wanted to do karate after that. Yeah. They said after Billy Jack, everybody wanted to do karate. Spade started doing karate. Multiverse was doing karate. Reno. Yeah, we was all doing karate after Billy.
Yeah.
Doing karate, man. Shoot, I give out sweet chin music in the ring quite frequently.
And it was in that time because Billy Jack was in the early 70s, and it was like he was an Indian guy. He was like a Native American guy. Like it was a Western, he was like half white, half Indian, ex-Green Beret. You know what I mean? And
he was in Vietnam or something like that. Yeah. But they said after that movie came out, everybody wanted that hat, and everybody wanted to do judo. That's how I went down.
That hat. Oh my God. Yeah. Let me see if I can find that hat. That was quite a fun hat.
I don't know, like not just that too, but you remember the Saturday afternoon karate movies, man. Once them shits went on, bro, we went outside. We was doing kung fu fighting, bro.
Let's go. Yeah, me and my
hell yeah. It's called backyard kung fu.
Stu, my boy, we watched the Flying Guillotine. This motherfucker made. He put aluminum foil around the brim of his mother church hat, bro. Just like that, yo. And he was throwing that shit in the park, yo. And that shit was hurting motherfuckers, yo. He was throwing that shit. I'll never forget that, yo. He put the aluminum around the brim of his mother church hat, yo.
Damn.
Hey, you had to get inventive, boy. If you want to emulate something back in the day, it was like
we didn't have we didn't have 3D printers. We didn't have none of that. We had no 3D printers, no nothing, bro.
We had imagination.
We had to make it.
We had silverware. We had
the kid with the golden arms. They put the foil on the arms. Yo, we was
foil arms, we suited and booted back there.
That's much, that's later in American. That's later, but. Because it was really the 40s and 50s and stuff like that. It was still very mysterious and unknown thing. It wasn't until the mid 70s and guys like Billy Jack with that damn hat and stuff like that. Sir. But yeah, that was the American. That's when it became pop culture, and then cats started finding those old Shaw Brothers movies and stuff like that, the Flying Guillotines and Wu Tang and all of that stuff. Oh, matter of fact,
said that.
Are we talking about it? I forgot. I got
David Carradine.
Yeah. This kid with golden arms is my joint. Yeah,
that's tight. I like that. That's tight.
Chamber.
Yeah, because what's your name was
then you had the show. Still remember with Carradine,
Kung Fu.
The Kung Fu, right?
Yeah, Kung Fu.
Like Kane just walked the earth, solving problems, bro. That's it.
Kung Fu was based on a screenplay that Bruce Lee wrote. Called The Warrior, and he had him and the producer of Green Hornet that he was on. He was playing Kato, and him and that producer came up with the this idea for a show, and it was called The Warrior, and it was a Western kung fu show where it was a guy that would basically walk the earth with his knowledge of kung fu in the Western world and solve problems without a pistol. Like everybody in the West had their guns, and this dude would just whoop ass. And that was the whole, premise behind it. And they stole that idea from Bruce Lee, and because Bruce was supposed to be the David Carradine character, but Hollywood at the time believed that a Chinese or Asian face would not go over with American audiences, that it would
Mm.
just, be
Is
whatever
that
the fuck.
now is that the same reason why they never make Bane Spanish and all the
We were
Batman
talking
movies?
about that earlier. Yeah, that I don't think so because this is a different time. This is back before, they never let anybody that wasn't white do a lead role. Like this just wasn't if you weren't a
Well,
white man, you
well,
couldn't lead
I
a
think
movie.
they still do it, Reno, because when we watched
No, you
Avengers
got leads
and we
that are
watched
black.
no, because
I
when we
mean,
watched
come on.
Avengers Endgame, we watched Endgame. Um, the matter of fact, in Doctor Strange, the original Sorcerer Supreme is supposed to be a man. They made supposed to be a Chinese man. They made it an American woman that
Well,
looked
and they
Chinese.
they actually did that with not thinking of the fact that they did that to not be racist. They used her because they didn't want to perpetuate the stereotype of the old Fu Manchu ancient Chinese master. So in an attempt to not be racist, right? They replaced it with this white woman and made everybody go, well, why'd you do that? Like, what's that about? Then it made them seem racist, but in their
Right,
minds,
it
they
kind of
made it.
backfired. Right,
Yeah, it
right, it
backfired.
backfired.
But
Yeah, it
and that's
backfired. They
what
should have
we're
just
talking
went.
about. You should not,
Yeah,
stop being so, stop trying to appease this, diversity or whatever, because you're gonna end up, it's gonna backfire every fucking time. Because it's gonna
right.
make you look bad. It's gonna make you look stupid and it's offensive. You know what I mean? Like they just be fucking normal. Make the character what it is.
I think
But
I think
no,
Holly,
it's not like it used to be. Sorry, multi, because
Mhm.
it used to be, there never was a black or Asian or anything leading man, in Hollywood back then, and especially not a network TV show was going to be run by any non-white.
well,
Mm.
Now,
well,
of course, obviously, it's
Sidney Poitier, you had Dwayne Jones back then. I
right,
think Hollywood made a mistake when not putting Bruce in that role because it would have been perfect.
100%,
We were ready,
100%,
you know.
absolutely,
No,
Uh,
we
absolutely, we
love
were.
Bruce, man. We love Bruce.
remember the
But
world
that's
wasn't ready when look who's coming to dinner when Sidney Poitier, bust up on the stage. The world was
Right,
like, what the hell? But then they sing not just the color, but the excellence of his acting skill. You know what I mean?
right,
And it
right.
went on and on.
And
With
that's
look,
like that's
they
like
can.
Deep Space Nine when you got Star Trek Deep Space Nine when Avery Brooks is Captain Benjamin Sisko. He was the lead. They never had a
Mhm,
lead role where the captain was black. They never had that or African American. They just never did that.
right,
And a lot of people thought it was gonna flop. They was like, oh, it's gonna flop. They literally Deep Space Nine was supposed to be a flop. They literally thought it was gonna flop,
yeah,
but it actually turned out being one of the best loved and most watched Star Trek series of all
mhm,
time, even more
mhm.
popular than the original series.
Well, that always
And
happens. That always
yeah,
happens. They've been and yeah, they still do some of it, but like, you know, the biggest action star in the world was Will Smith. And, like they always resisted, the black lead and they resisted in Hollywood thinking, audiences weren't ready or wouldn't like it or whatever it was. And every time that they've gone ahead and done it, it's been the best.
it's been the
It's
best.
been the
Yep.
biggest. It's
Yep.
completely been the opposite of what they fucking thought,
They
and
thought.
you would
Yep.
think that they'd figure it out, but
yeah,
back then they did not uh they did not want Bruce to do it. Some of the people that knew Bruce and the people that were involved closely with him, of course, wanted him to do it and knew it would be great. But it was the old white studio heads and the old execs, the guys from old Hollywood, from the old Hollywood. They just didn't get it yet, and they didn't think Americans would get it, and so they wouldn't green light it with him as the lead, and so they gave it to the white guy, David Carradine, and I don't know if they thought he looked Asian or if he was supposed to be half Asian or what the deal was with him. Why they ended up using him? Because horrible actor and even worse martial artist. It made no sense. But that show was still big and great because it was still loved because of the concept, the idea of it. It was a great concept. It's a great idea, and martial arts was huge and very sought after at the time. And Bruce, he was fucking hurt. You can imagine, like he was like, wow, like that y'all did me like that. But right now you can go on forget where it is, but there's a show out right now called The Warrior with the lead character named Assam, and it is based on Bruce Lee's original script that was supposed to be kung fu. The lead character was Assam. It was called The Warrior. It took place in the Old West, and all his like treatments and screenplay, stuff that he wrote, it's all in this new show called The Warrior. You probably, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but it's
Check
I
it
think
out.
it's on like season 3. Yeah, it's been out for a minute. And it's pretty
Check
good.
it out.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, martial arts wise, choreography wise, stunning, phenomenal. It's one of the best martial arts shows of all time as far as choreography goes. Fight sequences and stuff like that. Oh yeah, it's dope.
Check that out. Check
Super
that
dope.
out. Okay,
Yeah,
I
I
get a
don't know. I
chance.
forget what
Can
it's
really look
on.
into that.
No, it's good. Like I highly recommend The Warrior. It's a great show. And it is, like I said, based on like closely based. Like they don't even like it's purposely based on Bruce Lee's screenplay. Like they say as much.
I just noticed Spade has on an all black Superman shirt with the silver symbol. Yeah, I
Yes,
just
sir.
noticed that. I just know, man.
And I love that Mets hat, brother. That's right.
Oh yeah, let's go.
That up there. I like that, Stu.
Sure, sure. Somebody got to
Let's
represent
fucking
around
go
here.
Mets, boy. Let's go Mets. It's gonna be a good year. That's right, DeGrom. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby.
It was a Cinemax show.
It was on Cinemax.
Yeah. I know it was the first thing that put it out, it ended up getting picked up and used by another one. So like it wasn't originally Cinemax, or it was originally Cinemax and now it's something else. But whatever it started at, now it's on a different network. But same show.
Yeah, I gotta check it out, man. When I get a chance, I gotta check it out.
Oh yeah.
But I've been watching too much Peacemaker to watch anything else.
Yeah,
it was some good kung fu. Just to go back a little bit in that series on Netflix, The Kingdom, kung fu and zombies, bro. You can't beat that.
The Kingdom.
Kingdom's
That sounds
good.
familiar.
It was good. It's a magnificent story.
Yeah,
it's a magnificent story.
Yeah, Kingdom was good. That was good.
That sounds familiar. I think I did.
Oh,
that's Warrior right there. That's Warrior. That's the main guy right there.
Like Shaolin Showdown cover and shit.
It does.
And this guy, he's been in a couple things, but
look at his thumbs like Bruce.
Yeah, he's doing his Bruce thing right there. And that, that's the character Assam. That was the character that Bruce wanted to play. What up? That was the character.
It was the nose. It's the nose flick. That's it. Let's go.
Yeah, we didn't get that with Bruce Lee in it. We didn't get a Boba Fett game. You know what I mean? That was supposedly good. We just didn't get it, but it's okay. It's a lot we didn't get. Maybe
I mean, how effective is Boba against a Jedi? They don't need to play him in no game unless it's his own game.
Well, to be technical, that's what the Mandalorian armor is made to do. It's made to go against Jedi. That's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah. You remember when he had the spear and he was like, "Yo, this spear can block a lightsaber blow." Because he fought. Yeah, because he fought. Yeah, he fought what's your name with that spear against the dark saber, and he beat him, Moff Gideon, and he beat Moff too.
Yeah. This was the I was like, man, don't let her melt your spear, bro. Like I felt like she was wrong.
Told her she had to. She was like,
you can't use it for Beskar for weaponry. It's only for armor.
Yeah, so you can't use it for weapons because that shows everybody, our weakness. It shows everybody our weakness.
Yeah. Now this is Bruce Lee in a movie called Dragon of Jade, and I've never seen it, and I can never find it. Yeah, he's got long hair, he's got the armor, and I don't know if he just did photography
Dragon
for
of
that.
Jade.
Yeah,
I'm about
yeah,
to look it up right now.
But
yeah.
we got
Because I
so
used
many
to.
knockoffs of Bruce Lee, man. When you look at Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat, Liu Kang
Oh
is a
yeah.
knockoff of Bruce Lee.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Every show,
Blatant.
even Ryu is. I mean, even Ryu is loosely, but yeah, every video game got a Bruce Lee. You know, every fighting game got a Bruce Lee character. Tekken got one.
Reno, what was the name of that movie?
Jade, Dragon of Jade.
Dragon of Jade.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if Cody could find it. If Cody could find it, then let's see what we get. Dragon of Jade. See if it pop up.
Yeah. It's more of the, you know, kung fu flick, Shaw Brother
It looks Saturday.
style. Yeah, it's Saturdays. It's definitely Shaw Brother kung fu flick style of movie, which is what Bruce Lee wanted to get away from. He was like, man, like, you know, these movies with the wire, you know, the flying guys and all the fucking 12-minute long fights where they just block everything that they're doing, and it's just block, 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 block. No one ever gets hit. And they jump, you know, he's like, you know, it's, and then you know, he would hop in the movie and be like, okay, well, these henchmen, they don't deserve no long ass fight like that. I kick him once, I punch him once, they all fall down. Like, we saved the big fight for the big boss, right? That's a video game trope that they got from Bruce Lee's, you know, invention or yeah,
Remember,
with the way kung fu movies and stuff like that were made, because you know I had a nickname for him in China. They called him Bruce Three Kicks Lee, because he only could do, they were like, oh, he can only do 3 kicks, and they're over. And he's like, nah, but you don't understand, like, the henchmen don't get, we shouldn't have long drawn out battles with every bodyguard. Like, that should be saved for the big boss at the end. That was something they didn't do yet. Like, that's something Bruce Lee did that we think of, you know, we take for granted. That's common sense.
But they kind of do it now, though. They kind like when you
Well,
watch
yeah, they
John Wick.
do it now.
Yeah, when you watch John Wick, when he fought the last guy, he fought his two henchmen for a minute. John Wick fought them for a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can have, you know, the end guy can have a henchman that is even badder than he is. That's one guy, one henchman, like it's the underboss. But I'm talking about, when I say henchman, I mean like the doorman, like the guy, the guards standing outside. Like, those are just the guards, you know. Those are, you know. But in old movies, you know, you'd have a
guy holding the
10-minute fight with every yeah.
well, you remember the old NES game Kung Fu side scrolling, and there was a boss on each at the end, right? You could kick these other guys out the way. You go all the way down, and then it's that one dude. He's like, hoo, 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 hoo,
yeah,
you know, hoo, 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 hoo.
Yeah,
waiting for your ass at the end.
Yeah, that was my shit. That was my game too, back in '88.
Kung Fu,
'87. Yeah,
that was dope. Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, Kung Fu was the shit.
Yeah, I like that.
But yeah,
matter of fact, I played it the other day. I was playing it the other day.
Yeah, I
really?
was
emulated.
Yeah, you can emulate it. It's on not PlayStation, but I think Switch. I think it's on the Switch or PlayStation 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think some of those Nintendo compilation games where they have like a bunch of the old games in one game.
That's the same thing with the Cody. Cody it's a whole arcade on this shit, bro. All I got to do is hook up a wireless controller. You can play it through the Amazon Fire Stick, any video game ever.
I never looked into that, man. I've heard of people doing it, but I never did it. I never looked into doing it.
Shit,
what's it called?
What? The program? Cody? Yeah, Cody. You just gotta you
KODI?
Yes.
Yeah, Cody. Yeah.
Yeah, I was emulating games. Like, I remember when I first got my little first laptop back in like 2001. I think I went to a tech college to learn web design, and this cat that I was going to school with there, he showed me the emulator shit. bro, I was in heaven. I was like, "Are you serious? I can have 1,000. I can have every Nintendo game ever made, like in my
Yes, you can.
laptop. Like,
You
yeah,
know
bro.
what's crazy? I'm on season 5 of my Tecmo Bowl, Stu, on my
No.
on the Pony, bro. It's crazy.
Tecmo
I'm like
Bowl.
in season 5. I've won 3 Super Bowls with the Giants out of 5 seasons. You know what I mean?
Oh
So
Yeah,
wow. Yeah, they do got leagues and everything. Yeah, especially Tecmo was real big. 2K
mhm.
football is another big one. 2K basketball, the
no,
earlier
I'm talking
versions.
about the old one with Bo Jackson and
Bo
you
Nintendo.
know,
Jackson Tecmo Bowl.
yeah,
Yeah, Bo
that's the
Jackson.
one.
Yeah, I
Barry
used to play
Sanders.
hell. Yeah, I used to
Hmm.
play that joint
Yeah,
hard. I
yeah.
used to play that. I played that for every. I played that at least
Yo,
once a day.
you
Was it
remember
Blades of Steel?
Blades
Blades
of
of
Steel?
Steel.
Yo, I remember on
Yeah,
the Tecmo, they wouldn't even let you pick the Falcons. They be like, nah, yo, you can't play with nope. We ain't playing no Dion, no Bo Jackson. You're like, damn, yo.
For real?
They
yeah.
would get mad. You can't play with certain teams
You can't play
because
with them. Yeah,
they would
Why?
you
Bo
we
Jackson was
because they would
unstoppable.
Couldn't
Oh, that was
catch
Bo
that was
Jackson was
nobody.
you had to
unstoppable.
play him. You had to play
yo,
against.
I remember my boy, he scored like 5 punt and kickoff returns in a row with Dion. He just every time he got it, Dion scored. I was like, yo, insane. Insane.
Yeah. Well, I think Peacemaker is a hit, and I
Yeah,
think every
it is.
Saturday we're gonna talk about the next or the last episode. You know
Yeah,
how we do on Wednesday, talking about Boba Fett. So I'm into it now, and I dig it,
I'm into
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker, and I dig it.
and I dig it. Wu Tang.
So watch your hands when you feeding
What's it?
Eagly. Watch your hands.
Yeah,
Eagly,
yeah. Eagly tried to eat the butterfly.
Eagly hugged him and shit.
That was so funny, bro. He was
Oh
like,
yeah.
"Dad." His dad had
He's
already
like,
walked
Dad.
off, and everything.
Yeah.
His dad was like,
Dad
"Oh."
Ben left. He was like, Dad, take a
His
picture.
dad was like, "All right." Yeah, he's like, "Dad, get the camera." Like he's hugging me. Like this is so
Yeah,
incredible.
it is. It's just an awesome show, man. I'm glad they
It
did
is,
this.
bro. It is, bro. I am. I am. I wonder what made him give him just him by himself a show when you had so many other characters.
I guarantee you,
Mm,
it's Cena. They've been working on this probably for a while, and it's him. It's her. It's his whole persona, man. He was made to play Peacemaker, Stu. He was. He
yeah,
was.
yeah,
He's his acting. This is what he was supposed to be doing. This is going to catapult him even further, bro.
yeah,
That and a lot of people initially thought Peacemaker was just somebody they just made up for the movie.
yeah. That's true.
You know, a
No,
lot
he's
of
not.
history.
Because they're
A
like,
lot of history.
people don't read, don't research. They thought it was like, oh, it's just somebody for the movie. So they were like, we're going to show you not just somebody for the movie. Like, he has a backstory. This character's been in existence for over 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's true as
Yeah.
well.
So,
Well,
yeah.
I was trying to wait on Cooks, man, but I guess he ain't make it.
You're not gonna make it.
I don't know.
Cooks ain't making it. We don't know what
I don't-
Cooks is doing. He might be out there parading as Peacemaker. Having his Peacemaker gear.
You might be at the comic shop, Spade, without you.
Probably so. Well,
Oh,
let's see, 7 o'clock, so he just closed. So yeah, he might have been there.
Mm-hmm. Chopping it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you almost here.
yeah. And Cook's done a master of a really decent collection, man. In a little bit of time. He got
Oh,
like
comics? Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. He got a nice little collection, man.
Oh, he do. Yeah. Yeah. Cooks do his thing. He got a big collection. He got a big
Yeah, he
collection.
don't want.
He just and he just interviewed Skeleton Key the other day too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and before that he interviewed Danielle and who else? Somebody else. But oh, nah, you know British Sterling, the guy that's doing the Peace Walk.
Mm-hmm.
He had Steve Wilkos hop on and do a little plug for his peace walk. You seen that, Spade?
Yeah, I did see it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh,
I
wow.
wonder.
So
I gotta
where's
ask.
he at now? Where's the dude at now, as far as the walk?
I don't know. Where is he right now? Spade,
Because
you know?
Yo,
he was by
we gotta get him back
he
on.
was by
We
Oh,
gotta
like
get him
a
back on
month
the
ago,
show.
right?
He was in Texas, I think.
Yeah.
I
We
want to
gotta get
Yeah,
say
him back on the show.
New
See
Mexico.
where he
I'm
at.
not sure. He might be
yeah,
getting
New
ready to
Mexico.
enter New
I
Mexico and
hope he in New
Nevada.
Mexico. I
Because
hope he
him
in
and
New
Cooks
Mexico and Nevada because
met
it's
up like
cold.
a month
It's
ago,
cold
right?
everywhere else in the Midwest. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I know he had him on camera like a month ago when he
Who?
stopped. Cooks did. So
Oh, Cooks just said he coming right now. But yeah, British. He was. Yeah, I think he was in New Mexico. He walked from Florida and he walked into Washington State.
I hope he
It's a
I
goddamn
don't know.
walk right there.
It's cold in the Midwest right now. So I hope
yeah.
he I hope he got through. I hope he got through the Midwest. I hope he's somewhere in
Yeah, I
Nevada or
don't.
something like that.
It's. I think he kind of more like went across the south,
Bottom.
and
Yeah.
then and then when he gets over to like Nevada or something, he'll go up. I don't know what
Start
he's maybe.
going up.
I hope he goes. He should go. I would go all the way to Cali. I would have to, but I know that's a long out of the way walk. But
That is all right.
maybe he's just trying to make it like that. I don't know. But that's a goddamn
That's a heck of a
mission, boy.
yeah.
I wonder if he met
Maybe.
Steve Wilkos on the walk.
Don't know because I saw his post, but didn't get a chance to get much information on to see if he met him on the walk or if it was like kind of like Anthony Anderson, people that heard about it and decided to, give him props for it and help him promote.
Oh, Anthony Anderson did too.
Yeah, he gave him some props and promoted his stuff too. Promoted the Peace Walk too.
Oh, that's dope.
Blackish himself.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
powerful, man. That's real powerful. If he did that, that's powerful.
I love that show. That's
Yeah, Blackish was good.
I understand that you're going to walk across America to spread the peace. From one Marine Corps veteran to you as a Navy vet, I wish you all the luck. And I understand you're a college student too. And I'll tell you, that was one of my regrets when I got out of the Marine Corps was not going back to school and taking advantage of, some free college, getting education. But I got busy working right out of the Marine Corps, so didn't take that up. But things worked out. But I do hope that people support your journey to spread the peace, and I hope it's very successful. And buy some comfortable shoes, man. If you're going to walk all the way across America, make sure you got comfortable shoes.
Oh,
That's pretty.
Steve.
right.
Yeah.
Steve. That yeah, I caught that show a couple times. The Wilkos
Oh yeah.
wasn't bad.
Former bodyguard to talk show host.
I thought he was a cop.
I mean, he was Springer's bodyguard, the stage guard.
I thought he was a chef.
No, he did security for Springer, guys, and then he was.
Yeah,
y'all
remember that?
No, I know.
Springer gave him a show.
Yeah.
I remember him on Jerry Springer for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, I'm gonna have to go because it's kids' dinner time, and of course I'm in here in my room. So,
Gotcha.
and right here, Cook getting ready to come up. I got to be out.
Cooks, what up?
What up, Spade?
What's
Dude.
up, Cook?
What up, Cook?
Man.
Man, so we've been chopping it up, man. We talked all about Vigilante and Peacemaker and all of that. But
yeah, I had to help my daughter with a car, man. She was having some car problems and it took a little time. And had to help her with that because she was trying to get to work, her little job or whatever. So
Dad to the rescue.
That's right.
Pretty much that's what it is.
Speaking of daughters, man. Peace out, brother. Thank you
right,
for
brother.
Peace out, man.
Right, Spade.
Holler at y'all later.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
Spade. Hey, before you go, let me ask something. You gonna watch Royal Rumble?
I might.
It's coming on right now, so just letting you know.
Okay.
Ah.
If not, my
on?
sister keep me updated, so we'll check it out. And we'll talk about it.
The
Okay.
Royal Rumble.
All
All
right,
right,
D.
brother. All right, man. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, man. It's been a minute since Spade been on DC Day, man.
Oh,
So,
Spade been out there.
man,
How everybody
Well,
doing,
Cook-
man?
Pretty good, Cooks. Pretty good.
Good,
Yep.
good.
How you doing? You good?
Yeah, same old. Now I'm out of that
The
cold
mechanic
air.
hands. You was using the mechanic hands?
Now I was using that mechanic money.
mechanic money, and pay somebody
Yeah,
else.
you know, when it comes to the kids, when it comes to the kids, I'm glad I only got one.
I got 3, so yeah.
Yeah, you
expensive.
already know.
I love them. I love them all, but they're expensive.
Love them, boy. They spend on,
They are
boy.
expensive, yeah.
So I got 2, but they 9 years apart, so it ain't. It's like it's like doing one at a time.
Yeah.
My 3 is they all 5 years apart.
Oh, okay,
wow.
okay.
26, 21, 16.
That's cool. That's cool though.
Yeah, that's a good gap too. Yeah.
I
So
mean,
what's
give a little break in between, 5
Oh,
years.
A 5-year break.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Gotta take a break sometimes. But I didn't.
Sometimes
you gotta take a break.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't. I can't see. I would not want to do the baby thing again.
Nah, well, that's it. Not now.
But I can't wait to have grandkids. I can't wait to have a little baby. I can't wait to have a little baby that I can do all the fun stuff with, and then give it back to you when it's time to be up all damn night. That's you have that. And then give them to me when you
saying that.
Yeah.
Damn.
I keep saying I don't want to
Taking your grandchild for his first comic book, I'm looking forward to that.
Right. Exactly. Stu, you got to roll too.
Yeah. Duty calls, man. I gotta get ready. I got a truck. Yeah. I gotta leave a little early because of the snow, but a lot.
Stu, you be safe out there, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Stu,
I am.
You be safe, brother.
Yes, sir. I am taking it slow. Yeah. Plus, we get all this snow, man. So I gotta warm the car up a little extra early and all that, man. It's just it's just
might be a lot of search and rescue tonight,
bro. We got
search and rescue,
man. It snowed. It snowed from 9 o'clock last night till 3 o'clock today. It just at one point you couldn't even see anything. Man. It was just coming down. Like it was like you clean your car off. If you cleaned the back of your car off, by the time you got to the front, the back was snowed in again. Like it was just
Can't really see. We got some foot long icicles hanging outside of my house. But
it was bad today.
Yeah,
it was bad.
Yeah, me and Ed Santos was laughing because he posted a picture of how bad it was, how much snow they got, like real deep. And then I, posted the picture of my this is my shit. He was like, damn dog, be careful driving in that. Yeah. Being funny, yeah. I gotta get the shovel out.
I tell you something else is crazy. When everything like hit, it was like one of my partners in San Diego text me. He's like, "Yo, it's 70 degrees here," and then when he told me that, it started like it started coming down here like it was like we was in the middle of a windstorm. I'm like, okay, he in San Diego saying it's 70, and then Baltimore is snowing or finna snow. And then this doing this here. I'm like, man, it's cold everywhere right now at this moment. It's cold everywhere.
It's cold everywhere, yeah. Especially the Midwest. They get hammered right now.
They get hammered. You ain't lying.
It's a nice 66 degrees here.
I gotta angle it so you can see it, but somebody built the Wu-Tang sign out of snow.
Nice.
All right, fellas, I'll catch you guys later.
All right, boss man.
All right, Stu.
Be easy, man. All right, one.
Peace.
Cooks, what did you think about the Peacemaker show, though?
I enjoyed it, man. Excuse me. I enjoyed it. I like I've always been a John Cena fan since he was in wrestling. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I always been a fan of his, even though sometimes he do goofy. He makes stuff extra goofy, but
Yeah.
that's just him. You know what I'm saying? But I
Right.
enjoyed that. I enjoyed the characters. Um, it don't look like nothing else. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that show look like it's made from like it don't look like nothing else.
Mhm.
I enjoyed the Easter eggs and the stuff they be doing in it and saying like like referencing the other heroes and how they be talking about what I mean how you do. Uh, the violence is definitely um cool. You know what I'm saying? Like because like when he shoots somebody in the face, he shoot him in the face. The camera don't turn away.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Did you know
Other
anything
than that,
about the character before the movie?
no, I haven't. But I'm starting to find like little gems everywhere. Like here go
Mhm.
one for y'all. Here goes something for y'all that'll trip you out. Y'all might already know it, but did you know that there was a transformer named Peacemaker?
Nah.
Yeah, there's a transformer named Peacemaker. I
What
seen it today. Remember when I sent you that link and
what
I
did
was
he
Yeah.
watching
what
that?
did he turn into?
It was I'll tell you what was going on. What was going on was it was I think it was the G1 is when um what happened now? They got the Decepticons was trying to get the not the spark but the some type of stone to make
Mm.
Cybertron something something. So they had like the little transformer like the guns.
Mm-hmm.
Like they got the guns that can transform into little robots. It was a little robot that
Right.
transformed into a gun. And
Mm.
basically what happened was these green people, they had went to some other planet. It was some green people there, and they had some type of power where they could take this and make it do this. And then their guns. So when the little dude jumped down, he said, "My name's Peacemaker." And I was like, wait
Uh,
a second. I'm like, wait a second. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the way it's just the way
yeah.
he said it, I'm Peacemaker. And I'm like, wait a
Yeah.
second, like, they just look something. They ain't got nothing to do with it. It's just weird that
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
we talking about an old school cartoon. So I'm like, which Peacemaker was first, this one or that one? You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is the first comic he appeared in. Carlton Comics, Peacemaker,
Okay,
12-cent cover price.
okay.
And the Fighting Five. But look at that helmet, man. It was even worse back then. It had a big old thing on it.
And now Dome Head.
Word.
I
But
found
yeah,
some Peacemaker dollar comics at Muncie's too.
oh nice.
I
Nice.
tell you
Mm-hmm.
one thing you better do, Cooks. You better go
Mm.
get that damn Kobe card checked out, bro.
Oh man. Oh man. Man, I
Ha.
found
Go
this.
get that check, bro.
When I
You might be
found this,
sitting on something, bro. You might be sitting on some real shit right
What's
there,
man,
that?
bro.
That's his rookie card or something?
Nah, that's before everything.
That's his
this before
college card?
everything.
Ain't no
Yes.
college.
No, this is Lower
He,
Marion.
he
He
ain't go
went
to
from this is
college.
That's
he
high
went from
school?
high school. Yeah.
Yeah,
Kobe
Oh
Bryant was the
wow.
first. Well,
went
Kobe
straight
Bryant
to
was
the
the first.
league.
Hey, Kobe Bryant was the first guard to ever come out of high school.
Huh.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
Dang.
yeah.
That card right
And
there, bro.
You don't know what it is? You ain't look it up yet?
man, when I seen this, cause it's press pad, it's press pad, 1996. The press pass brand. This was a not upper deck, not Fleer or nothing like that. And
Right. So
no, I
it's the
haven't.
lower.
Yeah, what you saying?
Right.
I
It's a
just
lower production company, Reno. So what it is, that card has value, right? But the collective idea that that's not supposed to have as much value as the other big name companies. But at the same
right.
time, that's a primo freaking card right there. So it needs to
Yeah.
have the justification that it should on the value that it should have,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
especially right now. Rest in peace
Yeah.
You know,
to one of the great kings of the game, but right now that card should be astronomical.
I ain't gonna lie, man. 95, 96 too. This is and it's still in the plastic,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh
Right.
yeah,
Like,
you
yeah.
might be looking at something, bro.
Oh,
I would even if you looking to get rid of that, I would even look into a professional auction house for that. Maybe you never know, bro.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And Multi, I wanted to tell you, last time we had a chance to talk, we were talking about Syracuse. I told you I took 2 trips there. One, older guy, older white guy that I got cool with, rest in honor. He gone now, but I made friends with him on the first time I met him. He was the dude that was the best man at his wedding. It was his uncle, and we made friends. I can make friends with anybody. So when we got to talking, and he gave me a Johnny Flynn card, college, and it's still in the play. I know because Johnny Flynn passed away, right?
Yeah, I believe
So
so.
yeah, and I was
Yeah.
gonna show that too, but I wanted to let you know, like, yo, I got one of Johnny Flynn's card because he was one of my favorite players too.
That's good shit right there. Yeah,
So,
you got some good stuff, Cooks. You got some good stuff, bro. You hold on to that for real.
I'm holding on to that.
When I seen him, hey Cooks, when I seen the post, right? I'm scrolling, and I said, what's that? What is that? I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, look at that right there.
I had to tag. I mean, I was just looking at my drawers, just cleaning out mail, and I was like, wait a second. I'm like, it's like I got like 6 more Kobe cards too with the number 8 jersey on, but I ain't got them in the plastic. But I was like, wait a second, Kobe cards. I got them, and then I was like, oh, I forgot I had this, and I I got to show somebody.
This shit right here.
Don't take that out with you. Don't be showing it off, because you put that in your pocket, back in your pocket, and walk off. Motherfuckers know you got that card on your person. You don't walk around with that at all. Kobe is hot. It's hot business right now. The sneakers, all the memorabilia, all the cars, all of that stuff is hot business right now.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite Kobe shit right here. So, you thought shit was sweet up here? Jesus crossing. Jesus crossing. I love it.
You can't. Hey,
this shit had me dying, bro. When I seen it,
that's so dope.
Had me dying, bro. You thought it was sweet up here, huh?
Oh man. Hey, and one only thing I can say to come back to that is, I bet you he got up and went at it again.
Yep. He giving Jesus the business right now, yo.
Yeah, we really got all day. We got all day now. I'll never get tired.
Nah.
Yeah. Kobe playing one-on-one.
They just put a statue up where the crash was of him and Gia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like it's less than 2 hours away from me where they crashed at, bro.
Damn.
Oh, for real? Crazy. Damn. I forgot. That's right. I forgot you over there on the west. Damn.
Yeah, that was Cali, huh?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I remember that day, man. I remember that day. That was crazy.
I can see the mountains where it happened. Like if I look out the window, like if we look out the window, the mountain's so damn big, you can see exactly where it happened.
Yeah, that's so crazy, man.
It is. And y'all know me. I'm a Celtic fan straight up, Reno. You see me wear the hat, Cooks. You know I talk about it. And that shit hurt me to the heart. When I heard what happened, I'm like, damn, yo.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Batman and Robin thing. It's like, not Batman and Robin, but Batman and Joker. It's like, my favorite person to fight against. You know what I'm saying? And you don't never want them to go. You know what I'm saying? You don't never want them to go. You're just gonna hurt them a little bit so they can heal up. Come on for some more. I'm ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who was his rival? Who was his main rival?
Boston.
Yeah.
Talking about team or person?
Well, Lakers. I know Lakers and Celtics been rivals.
Paul Pierce and Kobe Bryant. Many battles.
Yeah. Remember Larry
Bird and Magic. The Truth versus the Black Mamba.
Yeah. Well,
because we didn't get the LeBron Kobe like we wanted to in the finals. That would have been a dream. If that had happened, I don't think it's nothing else in basketball I wanted to see.
Listen, LeBron ain't want that smoke. You know that, Cooks. Let's be honest.
But it'd have been fun. But think about it though. It'd have been fun to watch. Multiverse. Think about this. 10 seconds left. It's tied up, or somebody up one, and one of them got the ball full court. We would have loved to see that in the game 7, man. We'd have never started talking about it. I feel like.
Well, we had a little moment in the All-Star game, and LeBron didn't take the shot, and I'm mad at him. That's why I don't give it to LeBron, because that game they down by 1, and the ball was in his hands. Kobe pulled up them shorts like, let's do this. This is why we play basketball. Let's go.
Ooh.
Me and you. And he passed the ball.
Fast. I bet you Melo wouldn't pass that mug.
Yeah, and Kobe's reaction, you remember, Kobe was like, what? He was like, Kobe was jumping up and down like, come on, bro. Give it to me.
God. Show me work.
But it's all good.
Yeah.
That's why he third. He gonna be third forever.
Talking about Batman, the Batman movie that's coming out, right? The Batman, Jeffrey Wright is playing James Gordon, and that's a black actor playing a traditionally white character. But when the Batman comes out later this year, Jeffrey Wright, becoming the latest line of actors to play the iconic Commissioner Gordon, of course, by virtue of being a person of color, Wright has brought something new to the role before anybody has even seen the performance. Some people have a problem with this change to the character, but Jeffrey Wright isn't here for that. He's seemingly irked about people being critical of his casting, though he's still got a good sense of humor. Somebody on Twitter, the word fan probably isn't appropriate here, came out and asked Jeffrey Wright if the role of Commissioner Gordon was right for him by virtue of the character traditionally being portrayed as a white guy. And Wright responded publicly with no words, just a short video clip of Peter Sellers destroying a piano. I think the message is clear.
Yeah, people are terrible, Nothing anymore.
So it's a big white piano, and the black dude basically bashed it.
Hey, look, who got the same grief, Reno, right? You remember with the start of this MCU, Samuel Jackson with Nick Fury. They're like, oh, what the fuck is going on? Or
Yeah, but there was the based on the Ultimate version, because Nick Fury is black in the Ultimate comic.
But they wanted him to be the old Nick Fury. That's what people wanted to see at first, and they didn't get it.
And I think now, we can understand why
Sam is loved. Now they don't even want no other Nick Fury ever.
Yeah, and it's like we were talking about earlier. Every time they, resist people of color doing something in Hollywood, it always, when it comes out, it ends up being the best and ends up being the standard anymore. And I think we can understand why Jeffrey Wright may want to go smash a piano after a comment like that. It's surprising that the comment is so blunt, as most criticism of casting Jeffrey Wright in the Batman hasn't actually brought race into it. But this, unfortunately, the sort of thing something that often circulates around the internet when a person of color is cast in a role that's historically white. This, despite the fact that in cases like this, the race of the character is irrelevant to the performance. But Jeffrey Wright, this is one of the best actors, period, of all time. Just period. Just one of the best actors to ever do it. He's probably tired of hearing it. You know what I mean? And actors in his position hear it all too often. Like Denzel was saying, the other day, he was like, man, you can't just, don't, we should be past this. We still talking about this, and there's more focus on this than any other hang on, sorry. No, I just my whole thing just sort of turned off for some reason. But there's more focus on this than any other project Jeffrey Wright has coming up. That's what it was saying. Okay, which just just as to be annoying for any working actor, and at least his use of a Peter Sellers video indicates he's trying to keep a sense of humor about it. But while it's certainly true that the DC Comics character of Jim Gordon is traditionally white, that has more to do with the character being introduced in 1939 than it does about anything of substance with the character. People of color were generally not allowed to be police commissioners in the late 1930s. there's no reason Gordon needs to be white though, other than that, you know what I mean? And Jeffrey Wright knows this. And with DC movies not limiting themselves to one universe, this isn't even the only Jim Gordon we have, making the criticism even more strange. And like you said about the whole Nick Fury thing, it's different universes that, you know, different characters are from. Like Spade was saying earlier, you know, the Black Superman movie or the Black Batman movie or whatever, it's a different universe. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And in the end, Jeffrey Wright is a fantastic choice to play Commissioner Gordon for the simple reason that he is a great actor. And the Batman has a remarkable cast, and Wright is only, you know, one part of it. And he'll no doubt do the job well, and that's what matters. And perhaps by being a black actor, he'll bring something new to the role that we never knew it needed. You know, all like I said, you know, it always ends up being the best thing. And of all the challenges that the Batman will have to face, including separating itself from the pack of Batman movies, its choice of commissioner is top notch. But yeah, you know,
I thoroughly enjoyed though Gary Oldman as Gordon though.
sure,
You know,
yeah.
I love Gary Oldman.
And I love Gary Oldman anyway. Like he's just a dope actor.
He is.
You know what?
Sixth
And like that
Element.
show,
The Fifth
I'm sorry.
Element. That's it.
And
Fifth
it's,
Element,
you know
yeah.
what? Something important I want to say is like I can tell
Yeah.
how colorblind I can be because when I seen the previews for it, I never noticed. Like I
Right.
noticed, but I never like it didn't like it
Didn't
didn't
register
lock in
right.
on me. Like I wasn't like,
Right.
wait a second, Commissioner Gordon's black now? No, I didn't say
Yeah.
that. I'm looking at the movie. I'm looking at it like, man, this right here, like it's gonna be pretty good. It's dark.
Mhm.
I can't wait
Right.
to see what the next preview gonna be. I hope they don't show us the end of the movie in the next preview. You know how they do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so I'm like, you know, that's something else I learned too. We see the end of the movies in the previews. I'm like, man, screw these previews.
Right. Yeah, man. And you know, it's it's like, you know, it's like trying to think, it's another one that did something like that. Oh, Batman 89, right? Billy D. Williams playing Harvey Dent,
Yep.
right? That was something. And you know, we never got to see him become Two-Face, and I always regretted that. I always hated that because I always thought he would have been the ill Two-Face. That would have been super dope. But
Man, yeah.
luckily, we got a comic recently, Batman 89 from DC, where they continue the story from the end of the, you know, the second movie, and we get to see
Nice.
Billy D's character become Two-Face, and it's dope. It's super dope.
Works every time.
Works every time, and works out for the best every time.
Colt 45, boy.
Works every time.
Works every time. Yo, like when you think about it now, yo, what else was going in that Colt 45,
Every
bro?
time.
Yo, man, we seen him with me when I went to the Comic Con with Spade in Mississippi, and we seen Billy D. Williams. When I tell you that dude looked exactly like his head and all this looked exactly like I remember when I was little. It's crazy,
Yeah.
man. You know what I'm saying?
He's smooth.
How
He's
that
a
dude-
smooth brother, man.
He's too smooth.
The hair's
Extra
still good.
I
He got a
mean,
good little stash. It's
shit was
yo,
Yeah.
permed
he's
and
still
coiffed,
correct. Coiffed, yes.
coiffed and permed. Or
Billy
Look,
D.
he had the little
Hey.
heels on his shoes. Remember the heel?
You remember how mad you got when you first saw that movie when he betrayed Han. You remember how mad you got. Right?
Oh man, I was so hurt.
I wanted to get Billy D,
I
boy.
was so hurt. I was so mad. I was like, really, bro? Yeah, Billy D was so chill.
Yo, did y'all get to see or have y'all been watching Superman and Lois? I know Spade have.
No. Mm-mm.
Well, for me, I enjoy it because they're bringing in Bizarro. They brought a Bizarro character in, and you know what I'm saying. It looks pretty good. You know what I'm saying. I mean, the story might be kind of slowed down a little bit because it's Superman and Lois, but they still kind of hang on to the comic book. They still hang on to how it go and you know how it go. Like it looks good. Like it kind of looks good. You know
That's CW.
Yeah.
See,
I mean,
I'm
kinda
mad
looks
at
good.
CW. You know, they once Smallville stopped and they stopped and they changed Arrow and all of this stuff, man, I was done with that shit, man.
Yeah, now I was mad about Arrow now. Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
I
I tried to watch Flash. I've been watching Flash, but I'm like 2 seasons behind on that, man. It's just like, the CW need to come better. I like how they did it back in the day with Smallville and shit, but it's just I try to watch those shows and it's really hard.
I understand. Like I can like Legends of the what you call Legends. They go
DC,
so many places. I can't keep up with them. Like they go too much.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm kind of saving Black Lightning. I haven't watched Black Lightning, but I just want to save it because I want to watch that all. Like,
you will enjoy Black Lightning.
You made me think about Black Dynamite,
and that's jumping too.
Black Dynamite.
I saw a clip of him riding home with his family and getting stopped by a cop in the rain and stuff. I'm like, yo, I need to watch this.
Oh yeah, all kind of stuff like that happened in there. Yeah, all that's in there. And I didn't know that real red.
Are you talking about Black Lightning or Black? Or Black
yeah. I thought you said something else. Yes, Black Lightning.
I said Black Dynamite,
and I like that too.
Yeah, Black Dynamite's though. I haven't seen Black Lightning yet.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna
Multi. Which one were you talking about?
I'm not even gonna lie, Cooks. You know what I did like? Stargirl. That shit was dope. I love Stargirl.
Now I'm behind. Now I'm behind on that. Is it worth watching?
It is. It's not just her. It's Wilson. Mr. The Wilson brothers. The other one with the not the one with the messed up nose. The other one. Not Owen. Is it Owen Wilson? It's one of the Wilson. He's the father. He's
okay.
He's
Luke Wilson.
Yes, he's like her guardian. And he ain't got no powers, but he was running with the superheroes back in the day. So it's a damn good show. Stargirl was really good.
Naomi is looking pretty good too. I
watched the first episode. I was like, yo.
Yeah, Spade told me about that. I'm just not getting right on it. He put me on that.
Because you got little appearance of Superman. You got basically Hawkman in there. It's really interesting.
Oh, okay. I can binge watch that tonight.
It's only a couple episodes, I believe.
I think it was 3 or 4.
Yeah, that was a DC comic too, Naomi.
Yeah.
And Reno, I heard her power level is off the charts. We haven't even scratched the surface of what Naomi can do.
Wow. Yeah, I know she's got some crazy ass powers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From the description, I heard that it's on the level almost of Superman in them.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I can see that because they're trying to not replace those characters, but update new characters that can compare, can be, can
right.
Replace them, but for the new generation,
we need new generation viable heroes.
Right.
With the CW, it pissed me off a lot because like with the Flash, he would lose to 2-bit thieves and let them get away and be like, all right, I'm coming back to the base. I can't, they're gone. I've lost them. Like, dude, you the Flash. How you lose anybody? You can scour the city in 30 seconds and see where they at. It just the writing, I understand it's a TV show, but make the Flash, man. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't change the boots. I didn't change his boots, man. I was like, man, y'all done changed the dude boots. I ain't digging that, but I'm gonna still hang on.
And if Cisco could get rid of some of the estrogen, and Cisco could, be a better hero or something, man, because he's too sensitive, man. I'll be watching it, I'll be like, oh my God, I'm about to fast forward this shit, yo.
That's probably the only parts of the Flash shows that get on my nerves. The tender music parts where they start talking. Yeah, I understand. No, man. Congratulate, keep on going. Like keep on getting it to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang.
Mhm. I didn't know that. Knowing Naomi's been on every DC team.
I'm telling you, she's a
That's a
big
lot of
dog.
teams. Her first series book was good. DC, as usual, needs to feature their lesser known characters. But that's what's happening. That's what we're getting with Peacemaker, and that's what because Marvel set it off with Guardians of the Galaxy. Once they did that, and it was as big a success as it was, then you started seeing Marvel and DC pushing their lesser known characters to the forefront. Because I think it gives them more freedom because they are lesser known, and so they don't have to be beholden to stuff everyone knows about them and stuff like that, so they can be more free with their, like for instance, Peacemaker's father being, Augie Smith, the small town racist who becomes the White Dragon. That's not from the comics, but who knows? You know what I mean? No one knows that. Um, you know, he thought he was a butt baby till he was 14.
I like Channel One's icon that he got up there. I'm waiting for Icon, man. They need to drop a TV series, a movie, something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's Spade right there. That's Channel One Ace's Spade.
Yeah. Oh, that's you, Spade. Oh, that's Spade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. There you go.
He said Naomi's only been in Young Justice and Justice League.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
There was 3 different White Dragons in DC, all different people. Yeah. But in like I said, Peacemaker's originally his parents, his father was actually a Nazi commandant, a death camp commandant, from World War II, and he died. He was not even alive in Peacemaker's joint, but and then he grew up along his older brother Keith Smith, as the two shared the love for music. And at one point Keith told his younger brother about the concept of butt babies, something Christopher believed himself to be until he was 14. Later, Keith died under mysterious circumstances, which included some type of seizure, something that his brother believed to be involved. Growing up, Christopher became a mentally unstable pacifist diplomat who grew so committed to peace, he eventually decided to enforce it by killing those who stand in his way. But yeah, that was they have their freedom with these lesser known characters to manipulate their backgrounds and origins and whatever it's making this, for the story. So I see why they do it. And we've already had so many, Batman and Superman movies and Wonder Woman shows and Flash and all of that and Green Lantern movie, but there's so many characters that
give me some Booster Gold. I need a Booster Gold movie.
Blue and Gold.
Booster Gold.
I'm just playing, but yeah, they switch it up a little bit,
Yeah. Blue and Gold, dope. Hey, Blue and Gold, dope, though. I like
He's
him.
such an ass. He's an ass. Booster Gold. He's such an ass.
Well, y'all talking about 2 different things, I think.
I'm talking about the Mr. Flash.
He said Booster Gold, but he said Blue and Gold. What's Blue and Gold?
Blue and Gold, them 2 characters. They came out with like a six book series. It's a connector book too. I know you done seen it. I got to get more into it because OG put me on it. And Muncie did. You know what I'm saying? I got a variant too. It's like a card. One of their variants is like a card, and it's like how like a Joker card looks. From the top and the bottom, it's like blue and gold. It's a dope little series though. DC, yeah, DC. I think they DC. No, Marvel. I think it's Marvel.
Yeah. Booster Gold so flashy. He got such a mouth,
Booster Gold is a different character. He's just a character, just one character. Booster Gold. Yeah. I don't know nothing about him. I know he looks goofy as shit.
Yeah, he does. He is goofy. He needs to work on harnessing his skills, But he's a superhero who doesn't practice. That's what the problem is with Booster. And you would think that after all this time he would learn, but he never learns from his mistakes.
Says
he's rich, So
Right.
you know,
Yeah. It says he is initially depicted as a glory-seeking showboat from the future, using knowledge of historical events and futuristic technology to stage high publicity heroics. So basically, so he comes from the future and he knows like big events that are gonna happen, and so he's there waiting and saves the day.
What a clown.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, all right, guys. I think we're gonna wrap it up. It has it's been 2 hours now. We've had a good show. Blue Beetle is gonna be dope.
Yes.
We did a show about Blue Beetle, and we definitely will be doing another one when the movie
Hey,
comes
go back.
closer.
Can you go back to that for a second? Space said something that
Blue and Gold is Booster Gold and Blue Beetle's book.
Yeah, it's them. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's them two because they partner up a lot.
okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Booster Gold is Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Blue and Gold is Booster Gold and Blue Beetle
Yeah,
together.
that makes more sense.
Okay.
Gotcha. Thanks, Spade. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, and you too, Multi. Thank y'all for that.
Yeah, and Blue Beetle movie it will be dope. But yeah, man, we'll be back. We'll be back Monday with hip hop and comics, 6:30 p.m. and we'll be back Wednesday again with indie hip hop and comics. And we got on the 7th, February 7th, the great John Jang will be here to chop it up. That's gonna be great. My favorite comic book cover artist. So definitely stay tuned for that. And don't forget, it ain't sweet up here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. Peace.